Purnamada, He is complete. And Purnamidam, what He has manifested, this world, is also complete. Somebody can question, how do you claim that this world is complete? There is suffering, there is misery, there is ignorance, so many wars, etc. going on, and you claim that the world is complete. Why is that so? This point should be heard very attentively. God has not created the world such that it should be free from suffering. He has created it so that it is perfectly designed for its purpose of incubating the souls over a continuum of lifetimes and bringing them to the ultimate perfection. God has faith in His design. He has done it for infinite souls, and He is pretty confident He can do it for each and every one of us. So, in that process, sometimes, although the world presents us with a field of activities where we perform karmas, reap the results, get lessons, learn and grow, and at the same time, sometimes this world serves as a university of hard knocks. So, even in those adversities and challenges, there are opportunities. The kind of perfection that God wants us to reach is not a perfection where there is no disturbance, but where we can remain normal even in the midst of challenging circumstances. That kind of inner peace, the peace that surpasseth all understanding. You may have heard from me this example of a king who declared a painting competition, and the theme was to paint something that depicts peace, Shanti. From all the entries that were received, 2 made it to the final, and they were presented before the king. One of them was obviously manifesting tremendous serenity and harmony. It was of a valley with flowers and mountains in the background, and a gentle stream with deer and cows grazing by, a perfect cloudless sky, trees around. And the other painting presented a complete contrast. The sky had angry clouds with lightning breaking through. In fact, there was also rain falling. And the centerpiece of the painting was a waterfall, where the water cascading at tremendous force. Everything in that picture was disturbing. But when the king looked carefully, he saw that although the water was flowing over the waterfall, there was a little crevice there in the rocks, and a bird, having flown from behind the water, had made its nest there. It had brought food and was feeding its little chicks in the nest, unconcerned about everything around it. The king said this first painting is obviously very peaceful, but it's unreal. It never happens in the world. The second one is tremendous. This really depicts your ability to be peaceful. Peaceful from inside. Even though there may be disturbances on the outside. When you are agitated, what is your instinctive response? To change things on the outside. I need to shift from here to here. I need this person to behave like that. I need the weather to change. I don't need the weather to change, etc., etc. But God has created this perfect world for us to change. One monk, while he would travel all around, in the villages and the holy places in India, amongst the austere dwellings, had a proper mirror big enough to see his face. And from time to time he would pull it out to look at his face. That caught the ire of a few devotees, and they said, Sadhu Babaji, you are supposed to be detached even from your looks. Why does it concern you so much that you keep pulling your mirror out again and again and having your own darshan? He said, I do it. Whenever there is agitation, whenever there is disturbance, I take the mirror out and remind myself of the biggest culprit, which is my mind itself. Me, the owner of the mind. That is what I need to change. Somebody said, when I was young, I thought I'll change the world. But then as I grew a little bigger, I thought I may as well change my country. And then I grew a little bigger, I thought if I can change my community, it will be ambitious enough. And then in my middle age, I thought, let me try changing my family. Now in my old age, I think I should have tried to change myself. The idea is to change ourselves. And this world is a perfect design for that purpose. So in that design, pain also has an important role to play. It is just like the story of the timber that went to the Shilpi and said, please make me beautiful. The Shilpi said, I am ready. Are you ready? The wood said, of course I am. The sculptor started his work with the chisel, tuk, 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 tuk. And the wood said, what are you doing? The sculptor said, you want it to be beautiful. It's a painful journey. Okay, then do it, but do a little bit every day, not too much. Having received permission, the sculptor again began his work, thoka thaki, and the wood kept on complaining, enough for today, how cruel you are. But the work continued, and one day it became a beautiful deity of Lord Jagannath, and it got established in the sanctum sanctorum of the Jagannath Mandir, and subsequently pulled in the festival of chariots on the Rath. To become beautiful, it had to bear the austerity of pain. In our case, the purpose is to remove the ugliness from the inside. The anger, the greed, desire, etc. And for that purpose, pain also becomes a teacher, a necessary tool that is built into the perfect design of this world. Some of the earliest researchers on leprosy discovered that in this terrible affliction of leprosy, where people's limbs fall off, it is not the leprosy virus per se which leads to the decay, but it removes the sensation of pain. And without that sensation, they keep on hitting their limbs wrongly in places which damages them. So likewise, God that has kept a pain as an indicator there's something wrong. That is why the popular saying in English, pain is inevitable, misery is an option. You can't do away with pain, but whether you wish to become miserable over it or not is the choice you will make. If you are wise and have these tools and resources of the knowledge of the Upanishads, you will change your perspective to it.